Coming up on Mountain News at 6, the family of one man who has been in jail for more than a year says he's not getting a fair shake in the justice system. And Kentucky House Democrats unveiled their agenda, from housing to health care, what they want for Kentucky families.
And it's quiet now, but that will change as we go throughout the day on Friday. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A West Virginia man charged with murder, vehicular homicide, and DUI has been behind bars since the summer of 2024. And his family worries he's not being treated fairly based on the circumstances of the crash. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more.
In July 2024, Chad Blackburn was arrested after a crash on US 119 that claimed the life of one woman and injured her passenger. Since then, he has been held in the Pike County Detention Center, now on a $1 million cash bond, a bond that his family claims is excessive.
There are people who's done more violent crimes than he has who are out on a lesser bond, not spending as much time and getting home incarceration, and every judge we've been in front of has said no.
They say before the crash, Blackburn had never been in any legal trouble, and they fear the, quote, mistakes he made that day are not the only reason he is being held on a high bond.
There's so much bias in this case, it should never be heard in Pike County.
Investigators with the Pikeville Police Department say Blackburn was under the influence of drugs during the crash, which killed Linda Wright, a career nurse who is also the mother of Pike County Judge Robbie Wright.
We think that he has been charged for not what he's done, but who it was done to. Blackburn's
mother, Teresa Blackburn, says the case has bounced from judge to judge while her son sits in a jail cell. In August, Judge Eddie Coleman recused himself from the case, and it was assigned to Special Judge David Barber. And a status hearing was held in Bath County.
The last status hearing, they refused to lower the bail. And the new judge is saying that if he has to hear the case, that it's going to be November of 2026 before he can hear the case.
Blackburn says she worries the trial will continue to be pushed back and her son will remain incarcerated even longer.
And we are not in no way at all trying to take away from the pain that the Wrights are going through, the loss of the mother. We are not. We know how devastating that has to be. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get him a fair trial.
However, prosecutors say the concerns are unwarranted, and they believe Blackburn will receive a fair trial in Pike County. Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Donald Smith told WYMT, quote, "The Commonwealth is treating Mr. Blackburn as we would treat any other defendant who is charged with murder, including by requesting substantial cash bail." Court records show a trial date was originally set for November 17th. But Blackburn's attorney requested that date be pushed back to allow the defense team more time. Smith said, quote, "The Commonwealth spent considerable time and effort in preparing for trial. The defendant, through counsel, filed a motion stating that they were not prepared for trial, and so that trial date was canceled." He said the Commonwealth is also hoping to see a trial soon, saying their office does not control when the judge has time to try a case. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Last month, the Commonwealth submitted a motion for a status conference asking to address the timeline for pretrial and a potential trial date, but that next court appearance has not been set. One person was killed in a single vehicle crash in Rowan County. Deputies with the sheriff's office say Moorhead 911 learned about the crash at approximately 8:30 this morning on US West 60. Police say the vehicle went over an embankment near Pleasant Valley Road. A 43-year-old man was thrown from the vehicle he was driving during the incident. The man's name was not released. One man was killed after he was struck by a vehicle in Claiborne County, Tennessee. In a crash report from the Tennessee Highway Patrol, it indicates that 56-year-old Michael Hembry had been walking in the middle of the southbound lane on Highway 33 Tuesday night. The report states that 52-year-old Patrick Howard hit Hembry while he was in the roadway. After he was taken to the Claiborne County Emergency Room, Hembry was pronounced dead. A federal lawsuit was dismissed against a former Hazard police chief and another officer. The lawsuit claimed that excessive force was being used by Darren Williams and Tyler Pigman. It relates to an incident that reportedly happened in March 2024. The plaintiffs were Billy Gavin Fugit and Martha Sizemore. The lawsuit claimed the two officers did not act in the way they were supposed to act. We have more details about this on our website, WYMT.com. A Harlan man was sentenced to 60 years in prison for the production of child sexual abuse material. 42-year-old Brandon Farley was sentenced following his previous conviction of 2 counts of production of child sexual abuse material. According to testimony at trial, Farley sexually abused a minor that was in his care and took photos of the abuse. Today's been pretty cloudy for a lot of the viewing area, and it seems that some rain and potential storms may be on the way as we get closer to the weekend. WYMT First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean joins us now.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about tomorrow because we do have a marginal risk for severe weather, or level 1 out of 5, stretching from Breathitt County, extreme western Perry County, all the way down to Campbell and Claiborne County, back over towards Wayne County in Kentucky. Heavy wind. Some places see wind gusts as high as 60 miles per hour, not out of the question. And there's a very, very low wind tornado chance from Laurel County all the way down to Wayne County in Kentucky, something we're going to monitor very, very close as we go throughout the next several hours. Here's 7:30 Friday morning. You can see the renegade showers starting to take place, but it starts to become more widespread in nature as we go throughout the late morning, early afternoon hours. This is when the rumble of thunder or 2 is not out of the question. Here's noon. Here's the 2 o'clock time frame. Then it's out of here as we go into 7 p.m. Friday's high, though, look at this. Normally high again with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, some places very, very close to 70. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the low to mid 60s, low to mid 50s near Grundy, as well as Whitesburg and Wise. If you have plans over the next several hours, we'll see that cloud cover thicken. Temperatures not moving much, upper 50s and low 60s. I'll have the complete First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Caroline.
Sounds good, Eric. Thank you. We've been hearing from Democrats in the General Assembly this week on their priorities for the session. Senate Democrats say they want help for Kentuckians adversely impacted by Washington laws. Today we heard from House Democrats who say their agenda will be a shot in the arm for families. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what they said in their platform message this morning.
The price of health care has skyrocketed.
House Democrats gathered Thursday to propose health care assistance in their agenda for the session.
We want a Kentucky where a health crisis does not become a financial crisis.
They're proposing a cap of 3% for medical debt. They also want mental health care to be covered by health insurance. Democrats also want to establish a $100 million affordable housing loan fund to help people afford houses.
No working family should be priced out of a home. A Kentucky worth staying in is a Kentucky that you can afford.
I think clearly we established housing as an issue that we were intent on tackling by reauthorizing the task force on housing.
House Democrats say that a lot of what they are proposing do come in the form of expenditures. Since the Republicans control the majority, they'll be the ones actually planning and drawing up the budget. But House Democrats say a lot of what they are proposing as far as housing and health care come in the form of bipartisan measures that everyone can agree on.
An issue both sides differ on is if the minimum wage should be raised. House Democrats want that wage raised to $17 an hour by 2029.
For the last 16 years, the minimum wage has not changed, even as the cost of rent, groceries, health care, and child care have soared.
I don't believe you'll see much support for that.
House Democrats also say they will continue to push for universal pre-K, teacher pay raises, and a tax credit for college savings plans. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
House and Senate Republicans have not held any news conferences yet to announce their platform for the session. Senator Brandon Smith has filed a Senate joint resolution in honor of musician Gene Ritchie. In the filing, a portion of Kentucky Route 7 is being named the Gene Ritchie Memorial Highway in honor of the Perry County native. If adopted, the resolution designates milepoints 1 through 7 in Perry County in her honor. The Transportation Cabinet would have to put up a sign with the portion of the highway bearing her name within 30 days of the resolution's effective date. Legislatures are putting the final touches on a bill that's intended to change Kentucky's justice system, some believe for the better. Logan's Law is named for Logan Tipton, a Woodford County boy killed more than 10 years ago. Ronald Exantis was charged for the murder but found not guilty by reason of insanity. Although the General Assembly has been in session for a couple of days, Representative T.J. Roberts is not ready to file Logan's Law just yet. He says with a bill like this, it's important to get the language right on the first try.
Get it to where once it's introduced, it can fly through the legislative process and get on the governor's desk as quickly as possible.
The Tipton family is included in this process. Logan's father, Dean Tipton, says this bill is something they've wanted since hearing the verdict all those years ago. One Southern Kentucky judge has announced his retirement. Judge James Lambert was elected as judge of the Kentucky Court of Appeals in November 2006 to serve Division II of the 3rd Appellate District. Lambert was elected Rockcastle County Attorney in 1981 and served in that capacity for 3 terms. He also served as trial commissioner for the Rockcastle County District Court from 2002 to 2005.
All right, here's what we're going to give the first alert to as we go throughout the next several hours and several days. Rain chances will pick up beginning Friday morning. Cold front's going to swing through, cooling us off on Sunday, then sunshine returns next week. Details coming up.
Plus, students and community members gather for a roundtable hoping to understand the idea of young people leaving the mountains for better opportunities.